As you may have gathered, the mature ones around here may not have wanted to say it, but my name is Les. It's short for Leslie. It's also French for the. And I literally have to tell people that, like, because it's like when you're on the phone to somebody, you have to like spell it out, and it's just like, shit, man. French for the, and it's like le. And I was like, oh, I can't deal with this life anymore. But like every week, I get an email being like, dear Lee. I'm like, you just wrote the address. You just wrote a completely different address. But yeah, so as you may have guessed, I'm from Surrey. It's like the sort of it's like St Andrews University of living in London. It's like where all the posh kids who didn't quite make it into the middle bit and couldn't quite afford it go. And where I'm from, and obviously I'm a bit homegrown. My mum, my parents, they birthed to me there, and that's where I am. That's where I'm from. And I'm not stuck there, but it's a nice place to be. The air is crisp. But like here in London, where you go home, you have a cigarette, it's the most healthy thing you've had all day. I mean, fuck me. Growing up was tough. I mean, I've got a girl's name, Leslie, and the kids were cruel. My first time ever finding out what it meant, I was 3.5 years old, and I said to my Mum, what's that again? I was in the back of the car, she looked over her shoulder, went, ah, boom. Crashes the car straight into a ditch. I was sitting there like this, my brother's underneath me, he's 2 years old, and I'm just sitting there like this, like, Mum. My mum's from Liverpool, my dad, he's from Kent, and where I grew up, that makes me mixed race. So, my teachers had quite a hard time at parents' evening, because it's like, well, we really love lesbian enough. Fuck, my mum's a veteran teacher. That woman has absolutely nailed the teacher stare. And for anyone who's ever been to school, so, sorry, Martin, I don't want to exclude you, but, here we are. I'm sitting there and I'm just like, so you're literally the only name I've learned, that's why I'll break even here, mate. I was sitting over there being like, what's that fucker's name? He keeps picking on me, he seems to be okay with it. Michael? Martin, I put a little target next to Martin on my list.
My name actually is Martin.
Alright, is anyone here not called fucking Martin? It's like the Englishest name that I've heard all bloody week, and it's like, what's your name? Martin? Oh, this is my wife, Patricia. It's like, go on then, what's your name? That's like the second most English name there, isn't it? Oh, where are you from? US, whereabouts? Big place, let's get it now. Florida, ouch. Alright, yeah, I don't need to say anything, your news will say it all. Tough break. What brings you to London, my dear?
John.
Okay, cool, what job? You're not really helping me here, but what you don't know is I'm a journalist, so I've cracked up with nuts than you. I've walked into a place and been like, this is no word of lie. I was once sent to a bloke whose house was burning down, and there are two things you ask as a journalist when you get there. Number one, what happened, obviously. Okay. Number two, how do you feel about it? Bloke stood there outside his fucking wreck of a house that he found out about an hour ago. He's looking over his shoulder, he's in tears, his wife and kids they're just about to say, oops, sorry. Okay, I'm like, sir, I was like, okay, sir. It was my first week. There's a lot of firsts going on. I'm like, how do you feel? He goes, how do you fucking think I feel? I was like, I was like messaging my editor. I'm like, do we get to put fucking in there or not? Are we going to have an issue with that? He goes, get their permission. I'm like, okay, and so if you pick up a copy of the Surrey Mirror. Some of my best work. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure and a privilege. Thank you very much.